Yo, back in the workshop after 1 week of travel and some rest from the test. So back at the crime scene to figure out what the issue is, and I think I know now. So the plan for today is to assemble back the left rear, which was broken, and then also take care of the splitter. So don't mind the mess here, but so this one, we had some issues with the splitter where this corner here actually isn't really stable. So I think that the issue is that, first of all, that this this mounting point here with the wires going up, it's kind of on a flat angle. I think it would need to be a little bit more higher like that. And then I think also the issue is, not sure if it's visible, but if you move this one, so the kind of the footprint of this unit isn't that big. So I think it has a small receiver under here, which is not bigger than this diameter here. So I think this makes an issue, because then we literally have just this spot to support it. So whenever the loads comes on this one, it tends to move like this. It's kind of difficult to show, but let me try again. So if we do this one, you can see that it moves quite a lot. So I think this might be one of the issues, but then I think this edge here is so far out from any points. And these points are quite, I mean, normally when people have splitters, they might have the mounting point somewhere here, but our overhang is so massive. And even from here, it's far away to any structural point. So I think what we will do, we cut the splitter open and then make a big plate inside here with supports. And then probably do something from these as well. And then I saw that the second damage was that actually one of the wings here has completely separated. So, I mean, it has been pulled down, so it actually does its work. But I mean, yeah, so these are still good. Carbon made these, and these are really, really nice. But this one needs to be glued together. I think we will make new ones of these in the winter, but right now it will do. So that's the plan for that. And then let me show you the other issue. So this bolt here is approximately 85 millimeter long from bottom here to and top here. So this one is 85. I ordered new bolts, which actually are, I'm pretty sure they're like 120 or 115 or 110 or something like that, but they are quite a bit longer than these are. So I kind of assembled this one now, and now you actually see that the thread of the bolt goes all the way through the spline shaft of the joint. So I think the issue behind this was that we had this one dirty as hell, but you can kind of see this one. So this one actually broke here. And if you look at the other end, which I have somewhere here, this part here, so this actually, so this bolt, when it was sitting, it was literally just, you know, it was literally just pointing out. So basically where it cracked, this was the top of the bolt. So I think to be honest, that might be the issue. Yeah, the thread is quite damaged on this one, but in the end the bolt didn't go through further than this. So that leaves the rest of the joint to just be a pipe, a hollow pipe, and then there's actually not so much structural strength to this. So I think having a bolt all the way through, and I mean you see here that it is at least like 20-25 mil of thread left. So now when we have the bolt all the way through, I think this part will be stronger. But that's my plan. But I also started to look on a different solution, which I believe would be good. So I kind of started to look at these. putting a tripod on this one instead. That's my plan, at least. So, but what I need to figure out, and I'm not really sure, but I'm talking actually to Matt at Roger Clark right now to see. But I find a tripod here, which is actually has 27 splines. So the issue I have that my drive shafts on the gearbox side, they have a GKN. So they have, let's see. So they have a normal GKN, you know, like a Porsche 931. So it's 180 mil bolt pattern on it. But then on the other side at the wheel, I today have those that I showed you previously. So those are it's like an Audi S2 versions. The only issue I have with those is that the male splines shaft. So the issue is that I think that these this end here is not that long. I mean, in the end, it's something like this. So it's not super long. I don't really think maybe that's not an issue, but we'll see. If we do the bolt through, it might be better. However, I'm thinking if I would redo this, I would probably do something like this. So I already did a sketch of this. So my idea here is that instead of having that joint going into the center stub, I will do something like this. So I will make an adapter, which would then be, it would be this part here basically. Hard to see, but it's kind of this part going all the way here, and then instead of having this drilled and threaded, it will be solid one with the splines according to the joint or to the stub that we have, and then from the outside here it would actually be a big locking nut on this thing, and then in the end, in the back here, we will do a flange type on this adapter. And then do a CV joint or a tripod. Depends on if there are benefits going for tripods. I'm not really sure. I need to figure that out. But I know that for the gobstopper, I know that Matt told me that they are using tripods. But I believe the tripods are better in an aspect where I guess they can move more in more angles. They don't really cause some sort of power loss. That's why my assumption, but I could be wrong. But this is kind of plan B. But right now, plan A would be to fix, to get this together. So I have a new joint, I have a new bearing. The bearing in the upright was completely gone. And this is a little bit also the idea why I would like to rebuild this, because when we broke that thing off, there's actually nothing holding the bearing firm together anymore. So then the only thing that was kind of making sure that the stub wouldn't, you know, get out of the upright was actually the caliper and the disc. So that was kind of the only thing that was holding it. If we would redo this with a fixed adapter in here and then a bolted CV, then, you know, even if this breaks or the drive shaft breaks, it will still have a firm wheel, where right now it didn't. And I mean, I didn't really go that quick, but imagine going, you know, 250 or something, and then that happens because the wheel, you know, it suddenly changed, you know, toe in and toe out and cambers with tons of degrees. So the car was suddenly all over the place. So that is a little bit worrying for me. So I think that needs to be like, I think in the end, even if this works, I might redo it with the drawing that I showed. So I think that will be better. And why I need to figure out, so these are the Audi ones. And then on that end we have the, on the gearbox end there, we have the 930 GKN ones. So the issue is that splines is different than this splines. So I need to find a tripod or a CV that actually is accommodating 27 splines. And I've seen the tripods, they do have it, but they don't really write that diameter here of the hole here. So, but maybe it's a standard. Maybe it's 27 splines, and then when it's 27 splines, it's actually a set diameter. So I need to figure that out. But right now I will put this together. Ludde and a new guy is coming as well, so they will jump on the splitter so we can get that fixed. And then we have some small things as well we need to figure out. The doors. So because we have the exhaust going so close to the doors, and even if we put some heat trap on it, the doors tends to get really soft whenever they are heated. So it's actually at that point when you open the door, the window basically almost falls in. It's that soft. So we will need to take care of that. So I think it will need to be a steel frame, which most cars has. And then also I'm thinking to do some sort of supports inside here, on the inside, to make the door more rigid. So that's the plan for that. And then I think next plan would be to change a little bit oil. Also we need to wire the V-box up better, because right now we literally got it the evening before we went. So I just, put it there quickly with wires, and it doesn't look that good. So that will need to be addressed before next test. And yeah, also, bleeding the brakes. We had some issues with that. So we will need to do some bleeding of the brakes, and I hope the pedal will be better. It might be that we will need to redo some of the piping for the brakes. Because today we have Teflon steel braided hoses from the master cylinders all the way back to the wheels. And potentially it could be that actually gives a flex. If you have any ideas, guys, write a comments below. But I think that in the end that these would need to be kind of only the last bit. So maybe, doing steel to here and then having a hose this last bit only. I think maybe that needs to be changed as well. But yeah, other than that, we have some small issues with the water cooler and bits and pieces. But right now the wheel and the splitter is the thing that needs to be done. So let's see how it goes. Also, this why I considering tripods is that a tripod wouldn't actually do this. So if you don't have the covering rubber on it here, then I mean this one is moving freely. So whenever you try to install it and this goes out of angle and one of these balls pops out, as they want to do now, then you're screwed. So yeah, let's see if we can do tripods.